Tonight, with Minnesota's governor lifting the ban on elective surgeries, we're hearing from a mom whose child will finally get a procedure she's been waiting for.
Plus, the court system has not been immune to the impacts of COVID-19. Tonight, we're hearing how a local court is practicing law virtually. And an unprecedented campaign. We're hearing from candidates for Wisconsin's 7th District on how they've handled running for office in the midst of COVID-19.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Tonight we're hearing from those who stand to benefit from Minnesota now allowing elective surgeries once again. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed an executive order lifting the ban today.
It means doctors, dentists, and veterinarians can start operating again. CBS3's Ryan Campos spoke with a mom whose daughter is hoping to finally get a much-needed procedure.
Sydney Hansen was supposed to have surgery more than a month ago. She needs ear tubes to prevent reoccurring ear infections with no end in sight.
For me, it was just more the waiting in the unknown. I mean, it was almost the last hour that we knew the surgery was canceled. So that kind of limbo world of is it happening, is it not happening was probably the hardest part.
The young girl has already had 9 ear infections, 3 in just 5 weeks. With the loosening restrictions, her family hopes she can finally have the surgery she needs.
It is a relief in the sense that we obviously want her to have it so that she doesn't continue to have these ear infections.
Once Sydney's surgery is scheduled, her parents have a lot of questions.
I'm curious as to what the process is going to be. Are we both going to be able to go into the hospital to be with her while she has the surgery, or is it kind of a one-parent only thing because of COVID?
Still, they're relieved a healthier future for their daughter is back in sight.
The Hansens haven't heard from Sydney's doctors yet on a date for surgery. Hospitals have to establish a plan for how to screen patients, care for staff, and conserve PPE before they can start operating.
Minnesota is staring down a multi-billion-dollar shortfall due to the coronavirus. The Management and Budget Office is estimating Minnesota will face a nearly $2.5 billion deficit in the current 2-year spending period. That's down from a projected surplus of about $1.5 billion in February. The decline is because state revenues are decreasing due to things like reduced tax income. Meanwhile, spending is increasing to fight the virus and support social programs. To balance the books, state leaders plan to tap into the budget reserve, which sits at more than $2 billion. It's the highest level in state history.
New at 10, controversy surrounding Grand Rapids State Senator Justin Eichhorn and a video he posted today on Twitter. According to the Star Tribune, the Republican lawmaker tweeted a video of himself standing in front of a homeless camp in St. Paul. Eichhorn asked why people can't go camping up north while the homeless are allowed to set up tents in the city. The text that accompanied the now deleted tweet read, quote, "We've got a nice little tent city set up here," end quote. Eichhorn received immediate criticism, claiming he used the homeless as a prop. We reached out to the state senator, who replied with this statement, saying in part, while his video may have, quote, "missed the mark, the governor's extension of the stay-at-home order adds to the pain his Grand Rapids constituents are feeling."
Let's take a quick look at the weather with Dave Anderson. Hey, Dave, how's it going?
You know, it's not a bad evening, Tony. It's not overly warm, but the wind has died down, and it's not pouring rain, although we could use another good soaker. In fact, that rain chance we were thinking might happen today with a 20 to 40% chance for payoff really didn't happen. 2 low-pressure systems deflect from higher pressure over Lake Superior. So let's eye up the situation for the upper Midwest right now. And because of the cooler, denser air over the lake, 2 low-pressure systems were shuttled down to our south. And you can see they're already fading away fairly rapidly, though there's a slight chance that second one, just over towards South Dakota, could bring a couple of rain showers to Wisconsin tomorrow. But that, in turn, is only a 20% chance. So cloudy tonight and a slight chance for showers on Wednesday in Wisconsin. In Minnesota, well, we should see a clearing sky as the day goes on. Higher pressures taking over. And tomorrow afternoon with sunshine, we could be near normal with 58 degrees, but the cool down returns already by Thursday. Temperatures go down, and we'll talk about for how long coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. New at 10, coronavirus has changed the way most people do their jobs, including Minnesota's court system. CBS3's Emma Quinn spoke to members of St. Louis County's judicial branch to learn how those changes are impacting court cases.
The St. Louis County Courthouse has been empty for almost a month due to COVID-19. With most staff working remotely, Chief Judge Sally Tarnowski says it's had a large impact on the court system.
We have changed very dramatically. The courts operated in roughly the same fashion for hundreds of years. And within a very short days, weeks period of time, we were forced to go remote and do things entirely differently.
The Minnesota Supreme Court issued an order in mid-March, moving hearings from the courthouse onto the internet.
And it's new for all of us. We've been able to work through problems collectively. We really have created some new practices that I think are going to be long-term.
The Supreme Court order also set case priorities, with lower-level cases being postponed.
Judges are continuing to hold the super high and high priority cases that the Supreme Court has said need to continue to happen.
St. Louis County Court officials say that virtual hearings have been going smoothly, but it's jury selections and trials that are posing more challenges. Judge Tarnowski says there won't be any trials this month, and it's unlikely there will be many in June.
The hardest thing for us to do is to take testimony, particularly, we can't take testimony if we can't see somebody.
Court officials say when restrictions on the stay-at-home order are lifted, trials and cases will gradually move back to the courthouse.
Officials say when they are able to bring some cases back into the courthouse, their policies will vary based on how many cases they'll see and how they'll handle social distancing.
Duluth police say drug overdoses were higher this April compared to last year. The department reported 22 overdoses last month. That's nearly 4 times as many as April in 2019. Duluth Police Chief Mike Tuskin says it's difficult to tell exactly what caused the jump. He says it sometimes means there's a new drug supply in the region. COVID-19 and isolation may also have a role in the recent uptick. Chief Tuskin says access to care is another factor.
We know that it's more difficult for people to access mental health services. People who have substance abuse, it may be more difficult for them to also access services. And while those services are available, they may look differently.
Tuskin said it's important to keep in mind overdose numbers tend to fluctuate. February also saw a rise in overdoses. In Wisconsin, the 7th Congressional District is now just 1 week away from having representation in D.C. again. For the last 9 months, the seat has been vacant after former Congressman Sean Duffy stepped down due to family matters. Next week, voters will choose between Tricia Zunker, a Democrat, and Tom Tiffany, a Republican, in a special election. Both candidates have had a very interesting campaign as they had to deal with a coronavirus outbreak. CBS3's John Cardinelli spoke with both today about the unique campaign trail.
For Tricia Zunker,
it's changed this campaign entirely. We transitioned to a virtual campaign as soon as the CDC recommendations came down.
And Tom Tiffany.
It's really very different, but we've adapted.
The coronavirus pandemic has changed their campaigns for Wisconsin's 7th Congressional District. While both candidates had a platform with a list of issues they wanted to tackle, the coronavirus is now at the top.
We need to make sure that our small businesses survive through this, and that small business loans that are designated for small businesses actually go to the small businesses.
Let's try to get back to work here and get things ramped up again, because we had such a strong economy up until a couple months ago. And let's go back and do that again. And I've really got the track record to do that.
State Senator Tiffany says he believes Wisconsin should be taking a more regional approach when it comes to safer-at-home orders.
This part of the state is not affected nearly as much as Milwaukee and southeastern Wisconsin. Take a regional approach. We can open our state safely, responsibly, while making sure protecting people's health.
Zunker, on the other hand, says the status quo is working.
We are saving lives, and we need to listen to the experts. And I believe that that is what the current safer-at-home order is doing.
While they may butt heads on some issues, one thing is for sure.
I've never run a campaign like this where you can't go out and shake people's hands.
I empathize with people that want to get out and resume life as normal. I do too.
Looking for normal, while their journey to Election Day has been anything but.
We spoke to both candidates about their campaign promises as well. We have more information on how they hope to represent Wisconsin in Washington on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. As of now, the election is on for Tuesday, May 12th.
The city of Superior is facing a $700,000 budget deficit due to COVID-19. The city council learned about the deficit projection at their meeting tonight. That amount could change based on the state stay-at-home order and how much relief money the city receives. Mayor Jim Payne says Superior's fiscal condition is strong and they can wait to take action to address the deficit. But he says decisions will need to be made down the road. The councilors also discussed the Safe Vote resolution. It would require the clerk to send absentee ballot information to voters for the November election. The goal is to increase the number of people who take part while also reducing the spread of coronavirus. The council did pass that resolution.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, we'll tell you how the first-of-its-kind wellness retreat in Bayfield, Wisconsin is expanding its footprint.
Plus, Dave will have a quick look at your 7-day forecast. That's all coming up in just a bit.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by, ready to help.
Years fly by. Your retirement date keeps getting closer. Rather than spending another year worrying about retirement, get a second opinion on your financial strategy. Let us answer your questions and show you how tax reduction strategies can benefit your retirement. Go to MPPLFinancial.com to download our free tax reduction checklist. Then call MPPL Financial this week for a complimentary second opinion consultation. A second opinion could be your best 2020 financial investment.
While a lot is changing in our world, at Mediacom, our focus remains the same, making sure you have the fastest, most reliable connection possible. During this critical time, we know your needs are changing. You may be working or learning from home, relying on telemedicine, or finding new ways to keep everyone entertained. At Mediacom, we're here for you. We're taking appointments, and with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig, we can more than meet your needs. Contact us today to learn more.
Shopping for a new kitchen at Skips has never been better. Take home your dream kitchen today with Skips Fruitwood Oak Cabinets in painted or dark shaker styles. You can rely on Skips for quality and durability at affordable prices. Stop by with your measurements and see how you can take home beautifully painted or stained cabinets today at a truly affordable price. Visit us online at skipshomecenter.com or stop in to see our showroom at 4728 Rice Lake Road, Duluth.
Let's be honest, Mom might be going a little crazy during this quarantine. This Mother's Day, celebrate her with a shimmering pendant from Numi Jewelers. Go to NumiJewelers.com and we will ship it to Mom for just $84.75. Shop the entire line for 25% off. Numi Jewelers thanks you for shopping local.
Engines are restarting, heart is shifting to drive. And to get things moving again, we're offering 0% financing for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. Plus, the freedom to shop and buy online. So you can meet the road ahead with confidence. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, helping you drive forward.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Kerry Toyota.
Hartley Pond is about a half mile that way, and I can really hear the geese honking here tonight. Something must be upsetting the pond. Well, it isn't thunderstorms. We're in a very calm period right now with higher air pressure over the lake, keeping storm systems at bay. And it pretty much shoved 2 low-pressure systems out of the way today that were threatening to bring us a little bit of rain. Really, all they brought us was clouds. And tomorrow, still a slight chance for some showers for a third of our region, but otherwise it's going to be dry and relatively cool for the week ahead, though tomorrow temperatures away from the lake will go up towards normal. Now, let's talk about the stats for today with the almanac. And Duluth's high temperature up over the hill, pretty close to where I am, was 49 degrees, but that's 10 degrees cooler than normal. 59 is the norm, and that's what a lot of towns inland got. And tomorrow is going to be fairly similar. Cooler by the lake, normal inland through tomorrow. Then after that, temperatures are going to go down region-wide for everybody, falling into the 40s for highs and even the 20s for lows over the next 7 days. So gardeners, go and put some row covering like I did this evening for the few crops I did put in this weekend. Right now, current conditions at the airport, it's 45. Relative humidity 48% with a westerly southwesterly wind 6 miles per hour and an air pressure reading at the surface on the high side at 1,020 millibars. But again, up aloft, it's sufficiently low. with a low-pressure system blowing over the top that we're getting some clouds. And to the west of us, getting a couple of rain showers as well. But just like the past few hours here, we can watch them really just be put down by the drier air evaporating all the moisture coming in. So I don't think we're going to get anything but a mostly cloudy sky around the area. Tonight sounds like some of those geese are now flying over my place. They must be agitated. Night flight time. Well, whether you're a pilot or a goose, you're facing that second low-pressure system tomorrow. That could bring a slight 20% chance for some showers in Wisconsin. But once we get into Thursday, the higher pressure system from the west takes over, draws in cooler air from Canada, and after a day of normalcy tomorrow for a lot of towns, it becomes cooler than normal for everybody for latter parts of this week and through the weekend as well. Now, tonight in Minnesota, the range of low temperatures will be fairly brisk, dipping into the low to maybe mid-30s with a mostly cloudy sky and a northwesterly wind that is probably going to be relatively gentle, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wisconsin and Michigan's forecast for the overnight declares that low temps there as well will be in the 30s with a slightly different wind, northeasterly 5 to 10, with, like I mentioned, that same mostly cloudy sky there. Into tomorrow for Wisconsin and the UP, the daytime high temperatures not so bad, upper 50s by the lake to 60 down around Hayward, 20% shower chance. Isn't that impressive at all? Getting into Minnesota, it's going to be on the sunnier side with 40s by the lake and 50s more likely farther inland, maybe 60 down towards Moose Lake. But now with the extended forecast, we're going to see that once we get into Thursday, temperatures are going to drop. We're going to look for highs in the 40s to low 50s for the rest of the week. Next rain chances, maybe Saturday, Sunday, Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's just a 30 to 40% chance there.
Thanks, Dave. New at 10, the first all-inclusive wellness retreat center in the Midwest is expanding its grounds. You'll remember the Wild Rice Retreat we first told you about in the fall offers sanctuary for those looking for an escape from the hustle of everyday life. Guests stay in these pods, which are like vacation tiny homes. Today, the center, deep in the woods of Bayfield, Wisconsin, announced its expansion through a virtual ground blessing ceremony. CBS 3's Jesse Slater explains how the latest project is beneficial to guests during the pandemic.
Wild Rice Retreat is one of thousands of businesses negatively impacted by the coronavirus crisis.
We've had to cancel our own retreats this year for May, June, and July.
But Tuesday afternoon, a virtual ceremony with a message of hope from the center.
Beginning of construction for the expansion of Wild Rice Retreat.
A $10.4 million project on 114 acres of land along Lake Superior.
So in addition to our main building where we've been housing retreats for the last 2 years, we're going to have 3 different lodging types available come fall, and then it'll all be finished next spring.
The center allows for social distancing and self-isolation at a time where those practices are highly encouraged.
We weren't thinking that at the time when we planned it, but of course that's naturally what happens here.
Rice pods, nests, and tree houses are just a few of 21 soon-to-be added amenities.
Sauna building and a meditation garden and a labyrinth and an expanded trail system.
Creating a space for grounding the mind, body, and spirit while blending arts and creativity with health and wellness practices.
I think what this time has taught us is we really need more of that in the world for our health and well-being.
Retreat leaders are working on opening up their registration system. For more details, head on over to our website, cbs3duluth.com.
A decade of planning turned into action today. The Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa broke ground on a new fish processing facility. The facility will house the Red Cliff Fish Company. The company will buy and process fish from independent tribal commercial license holders. The tribal chairman called the groundbreaking an historic milestone for the community. Construction should be complete by September. Meanwhile, the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe is asking people who don't live on the northern Minnesota reservation not to travel there. The tribal chairman says they're taking every precaution to avoid exposure to COVID-19. They're telling anyone who lives more than one county away to stay home.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, how a local high school is helping students experience the special moments ahead of graduation in the form of a drive-through.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Whether you're tuning up the mower or breaking out the rake, Fleet Farm has what you need. This week, get incredible savings on things like premium hanging baskets, only $14.99. Ladies Erica apparel, 25% off our low fleet price. Black oil sunflower seed, $14.99. And Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil, $17.99 after rebate. This spring, no matter the job, we've got you covered. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Our health professionals are working tirelessly to keep us safe. Our showrooms are now open, and for your convenience, you can now shop online, in-store, or by personal appointment. With any $499 purchase, Home will donate $50 to feed our local heroes. And for you, our neighbors, we've made our stores safe, and we're offering our best pricing with up to 15% off sale prices, plus free no-contact delivery during this unprecedented event. Help us feed our local heroes, and we can't wait to see you back at Home Furniture.
At Super One Foods, you'll find more than just low prices and better choices. You'll find friendly faces like ours, working hard to save you money.
Super One has a tireless commitment to quality and freshness and a goal of delivering 5-star service to every customer to bring the absolute best value to your shopping experience. Check out these specials available at all Super One locations going on now.
So stop into the Super One Foods right in your neighborhood. Super One Foods, serving you with low prices and better choices.
Northwest Outlet Store is open. Yes, Northwest Outlet is open for business. Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, get up to 40% off of the North Face and Columbia's entire line of summer clothing. New colors, styles on capris, tees, shorts, rain, wind, and fleece jackets. And UPF sun-rated clothing. Big bargains on sandals, rubber boots, and trail shoes from Keen, Teva, Merrill, Chaco, Columbia, and the North Face. Northwest Outlet is open Tuesdays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and online 24/7 with curbside pickups during store hours.
The College of St. Scholastica has always been a leader in healthcare education. Online, in Duluth, and throughout Minnesota. Earn your certificate or degree in an in-demand field. Choose your path at css.edu/health.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
Northland, when you want the most new country, make the switch to Cat Country 98.9 KTZO.
Never met a girl like you. What makes you country?
#1 for the most new country.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m. Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app.
Seniors in Moose Lake got a sense their graduation would be at least somewhat normal this year. Today, students could pick up their graduation caps and gowns via a drive-thru. It's something schools all around the Northland have been doing for their graduates. Seniors were able to stay in their cars and pick up their items while parents honked and cheered, celebrating the students' accomplishments.
They decided this would be a really efficient way to hand out the caps and gowns and the yard signs and honor cords to our seniors, since there isn't a very good way to do it without social distancing. And I think it's a way the community could honor these seniors that are kind of going through a rough time.
No word on how Moose Lake schools plan to hold their commencement ceremonies this year.
Meanwhile, Duluth high schools will honor their 2020 graduating classes virtually. District officials announced virtual graduation ceremony plans for Duluth East and Duluth Denfeld seniors today. The two schools are partnering with WDSE-TV to pre-record a celebration that will be broadcast to the Duluth community. Staff and students will help create the videos, which will include speeches, music, photos, and videos. District leaders say students will also have a chance to wear their cap and gown for a photo on their high school stage with a limited number of family members. Each school plans to release more specific details soon.
This year's annual celebration of Hibbing native Bob Dylan is going virtual. Duluth Dylan Fest announced several live stream performances and many other virtual options for listeners. They had to cancel their usual week of events held in May. We have more details on our website.
In sports, Minnesota native Lindsey Vaughn and her fiance give a whole new meaning to staying in shape at home. Kelly will explain the details coming up in just a minute.
Eye on Mining is brought to you by Iron Mining Association and Range Regional Airport.
Imagine building your Range Regional Airport without the mining industry. Now, imagine air travel without mining. We couldn't imagine that either. Welcome to Range Regional Airport, serving and supporting the Iron Range.
Take
spring by the horns. Unleash Toro power on your yard during Toro Days, April 29th through May 13th. Get up to $200 off select My Ride zero-turn mowers. Get $100 off Time Master 30-inch wide lawn mowers. And get up to $60 off 60-volt battery mowers. Great financing offers, too. Grab spring by the horns and get the best deals of the season. Now, during Toro Days, April 29th through May 13th. Toro. Count on it.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for spring to arrive. I just purchased my unlimited monthly pass from Arrowhead Transit. And I can bring my kids on the bus with me too, for free. We go to the playground. Yay! Or the park. Or the beach.
Mom, the bus is here.
Take the bus. The Arrowhead Transit Bus.
At UCare, we've been decomplicating Medicare plans in Minnesota for a long time. In fact, we've been offering Medicare Advantage plans longer than anyone else. Our Medicare Advantage plans are affordable, and 96% of Minnesota providers accept UCare. So if your provider practices at any of these clinics or hospitals, you can likely keep them. To learn the basics and see how UCare Medicare Advantage plans compare to others, visit ucare.org/TV.
I'm Tom Tiffany, and I approve this message.
Who is Tricia Zunker? A leader of a far-left group that advocates for late-term abortion, a supporter of releasing violent prisoners into our community during a pandemic, and a radical liberal. Zunker would give free health care to illegal immigrants, further crowding our hospitals, putting your family in the back of the line, and making you pay for it. That's Tricia Zunker, and why we must stop her on May 12th.
Only your Steel dealer has the legendary tools to take on your to-do list. Real Steel. Find yours. Save $20 on the hard-working MS-170 chainsaw or the easy-to-use BG56 CE blower. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Always at a local Steel dealer.
Imagine building your Range Regional Airport without the mining industry. Now, imagine air travel without mining. We couldn't imagine that either. Welcome to Range Regional Airport, serving and supporting the Iron Range.
After a ton of visits, conversations with coaches, and talking it over with her loved ones, Gianna Neepkins has finally made her decision about where she will play collegiate basketball. She'll be playing in a Power 5 Division I conference, showing that it's not just elite hockey players that can come out of this neck of the woods. Her peers and coaches have spoken very highly of her excellence on and off the court. Neepkins averaged over 30 points per game this past year while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Neepkins had 17 different college offers to play at the Division I level, not limited to the University of Minnesota, Villanova, the University of South Dakota, among many others. The four-star recruit still has 1 year left to play at Duluth Marshall II and couldn't be more thankful for the community that helped her get to this point.
I could not have done anything without my teammates, my coaches, Starks Academy, my family. Just being there when it gets hard and it gets stressful, and they've just been there. And Diami has taught me so much, and I'm incredibly thankful for that. And yeah, I could never thank them enough for all they have done and just always been there, pushing me, challenging me, and making me a better person.
For the past 3 years, Gianna has been training at Starks Academy with Diami Starks, on top of all the work she's done at Duluth Marshall. And Starks says that it was easy to tell that she was going to be different.
I think her number one trait, though, is her ability to just take everything in stride. Every single thing I throw at that kid, she takes in and then some. It's been truly, truly, truly amazing to see. I don't think I've ever seen a kid soak in as much information and then put her own twist to it. And then what you see on the court is what you see. I mean, it's like art form. It's like artwork when you see her out there on the court.
Just last week, Noah Cates was newly named the UMD men's hockey captain for this upcoming season. Now, Cates was also named most inspirational by his teammates and has been credited with having one of the strongest work ethics on the team. And here's a good example of that. That's the sound of stick handling being done by Noah Cates at 7:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning that saw UMD having just swept Colorado College at home back in November. Team manager Mikey Antone posted that video on Twitter with the caption, "After sweeping CC in November, I woke up on the following Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. to a bizarre but common sound I've heard before, Noah Cates' stick handling drills. When I asked Noah about it, he just shrugged and said, I don't think it was that early." South Korea's Professional Baseball League officially opened today as 3 new cases of coronavirus represented the lowest daily jump in nearly 3 months. The Korea Baseball Organization League began with a closed doors opening day. The KBO announced earlier it would start the league without fans and gradually open the games for public access depending on how the COVID-19 situation developed. Pictures were placed in the stands depicting absent fans. As cases slow, South Korea will start reopening schools in phases, starting with high school seniors next week. With the NHL season still on pause due to the coronavirus outbreak, players are doing whatever they can to stay sharp and shelter in place. New Jersey Devils star defenseman PK Subban was working on his stick handling skills with a small ball in a home hallway. That's when Subban's fiance, former skiing champion and Minnesota native Lindsey Vonn, takes over using a vacuum cleaner. Vonn forces the turnover, turns the corner, and hits the empty doorway for the goal, leaving the NHL star flat on the floor. That's a lot of athletic talent under one roof. Come on, PK, you don't mess with Minnesota when it comes to hockey. You should know that by now. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Skin Renewal Center, reminding you to apply sunscreen 15 minutes before heading out for fun in the sun.
Hi, John with Prime Appliance, and our big 6% instant rebate sale has been extended through May 15th. Take another 6% off our entire in-stock and on-sale selection. We're stocked up on these one-of-a-kind LG washer-dryer combos, now just $9.39 after the 6% rebate. Save a whopping $5.38 on this Whirlpool bottom-mount refrigerator, now just $10.61 after rebate. Financing always available. Get it delivered or take it home today. Prime Appliance in Superior, the best place to buy your appliances.
Did you know that Hibbing Community College culinary students learn in a full-service kitchen, providing delicious meals for campus 5 days a week?
Did you know that the nursing program has a fully functional simulation lab?
Did you know that the law enforcement program has over 40 years of history in training excellence? Now that you know, schedule a visit or apply online at hibbing.edu.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on social media and discoverwisconsin.com for behind-the-scenes content and great Wisconsin giveaways, including a chance to win a free vacation. This week's featured prize package could take you to the Hayward Lakes area. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details.
Clarity.
Honesty.
Trust.
At Live Local CBS 3, these are more than just words.
They're a promise that in times of uncertainty,
in times of fear, we're here for you.
Here to help you understand.
To help you protect the things that matter most to you.
To bring you facts, not fear. That's our promise to you.
We're live.
We're local.
We're CBS 3.
I don't believe there's another meteorologist in this area who has the experience and years that Dave has.
He's an Ely guy, he's local, he's been here.
His experience, that's something that's really special to CBS 3.
He's just like this bastion of knowledge. He remembers everything.
Get to know Dave Anderson weekday nights on Live Local CBS 3. Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
Well, here's something you don't get to see every single day. Here's a little video of a 5-year-old being pulled over in Utah. Apparently, the boy stole his parents' SUV so he could make the trek from Utah to California. to buy a new vehicle. He drove for about 2 miles on his way to buy a, get this, Lamborghini with a whopping $3 in his pocket before being stopped by the state patrol. The boy's family says they are very sorry for this incident and warned other parents to not leave their car keys unattended. Ever since offers for him to ride in a Lamborghini have been pouring in.
Ooh.
Yikes.
The kid
Scary
has good
for
taste,
the parents.
I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow.